Alright, folks. I think we're live. Apologies in advance for me, like, sniffling and blowing my nose and whatnot, but kind of is what it is. So, fun night last night, coming off a good stream, couple good streams. It was the early match. Unfortunately, I was trying to get some stuff situated and whatnot, so I didn't catch a ton of the early match with Run Pud Run, but they ended up tying. And then for the designer Twisted Cup, we had our match last night, which was Flying Fat Kid and I versus C Sim Golf and Hosel Rocket Tio. And overall, really good match, a lot of fun. And we also had a quote unquote, which we tested out for the first time, quote unquote Manning cast, if you will, to where we kind of did, it was on Danko's channel, a separate broadcast, I guess you'd say, with color commentary, basically. So it was Danko, M-Town Barber, Rich, C-Drum was in there for most of it. Judd dropped in. Shout out M-Town Barber, Rich with the golden voice. That was his idea. I've done the stuff where, like Danko's gonna partly do it tonight, but I've done like the broadcast where, like, if people that don't have YouTube are playing and other people want to watch it, I've done those. But in terms of like the extra layer of kind of doing that and then controlling the audio and like having stuff over the top was a little bit different. I was struggling with, it wasn't even the square, it was a laptop issue. The first, like, what was that, 2 holes? As soon as I had Flying Fat Kid start sharing his screen instead of mine, it just immediately was back to normal. I was just overtaxing the computer, I guess, so. But I say that because sometimes I wonder, I see some stuff online about the square and whatnot. Most people aren't doing that many complex things, but sometimes, like, it would seem like, oh man, the square keeps disconnecting. But it was really more of a laptop issue because it was just like too many resources being used. Oh, trying to loosen up, but cold. Game plan is to hopefully warm up relatively quick, play the league, and then I got to do one video after, or course after, for tomorrow. Tried to, oh, shout out also to Big Dog sent the first super chat. I said thanks, but usually I try to make a bigger deal with the broadcast last night and everything, with like playing people that I've never talked to or met, I guess, see Sim Golf or Hosel Rocket. So try not to be like overwhelming. Usually I read out all the chats and everything, but try not to like absolutely take over everything between me just like talking to them regularly and then also like reading all the chats. But shout out to Big Dog, he sent the first super chat. Shout out to Commissioner Craig, he sent a very kind $10 super chat. And shout out to Friend Boy, who I added down below, that also became a member. We're live, Black Cloud. Happy Veterans Day. Shout out to all the veterans out there. Freedom ain't free. We're live. I was doing my little recap. I was trying to do kind of some stuff that was on my mind, but people end up coming in and I repeat myself saying the same thing like 10 times. So overall, worth the watch. I went back. I had a tough time, per usual, falling asleep. So I went back and I watched the entire stream on Danko's. which is really it was fun to watch and mainly listen to because I kind of knew what happened, but there were multiple times where I was like laughing out loud from some of the stuff they were saying. Yeah, no problem, Black Cloud. All right. I was hoping I was gonna do speed training today and try to break 170, but one, I'm sore and I definitely pulled something when I hit for those 3 days. Probably on the third day, I definitely pulled something in like my obliques or kind of feels like abductor kind of down here is better. It's probably at like 80% maybe right now. But one, I don't want to make that worse and just let it recover before I swing hard again. Two, it's really, really cold. And three, oh, I don't think I'd be the quickest anyways today, so. I'm going to do something real quick now that I'm thinking about it. All right. As far as the league, though, we're doing Echo Falls this week, which is a T squared. Remember going through it. From what I remember, I definitely did a video on it. I remember saying this is really, really nice, and I'm going to add it. I play so many courses. Some of them that are just super, super, super crazy stick out. But some of them blend together. I do, however, remember, I believe this course had like a really cool par 3 finishing hole, if I'm not mistaken, with like, it was kind of, I don't know, it was like a gnome. Fittingly, Caesar always calls me a gnome. It was like a gnome looking like gingerbread house or something. It was kind of funky, if I'm remembering correctly, but we'll see here soon enough. All right. Couple 8-irons, couple drivers. Oh man, those thin strikes with it being cold. Too many coaching issues. What's going on coaching wise? You don't think McDermott? But yeah, I think Pat's looking good. I was saying at the very beginning, I remember you remember Black Cloud last year, like literally when I was doing those putting streams last year, and I would like do that during the Patriots game. I was actively rooting for them to lose. So I was hopeful about Drake May's second year. I really really like Vrabel coming in. I was hopeful that they'd be able to have a positive season and turn it around. And I said at the beginning of the year, I would consider this year a success if they were even in a wild card game. So like they made it into the wild card. But I mean, so I think right now, probably pretty safe bet they're going to make the playoffs. right. Also, want to guess they have a 2-game lead over Buffalo. Um, I still think if it comes down to it, I mean, obviously I want the Patriots to win, but being realistic, I think if it happens to be, say, Bills versus Patriots in like an AFC, like deep AFC game type of thing, I don't know. I'd have a hard time with Josh Allen doing it so many times. That team has just been there before versus the Patriots. You never know, but team that hasn't quite been there before type of thing. In a while, at least, these players. But we'll see. First time in about 5 years that I actually like really, really look forward to watching, and I watch like every single like the entire. I actually like watch the entire game. All right. So as of right now, we're down about a club. All right, that was better. You never know though, Black Cloud with the NFL. Like no one would have had the Dolphins being the Bills. So I get Patriots are in a good spot, but week to week, so many things can happen. You're in like unfortunately, hopefully it doesn't happen to anyone, but any of the teams are like really one, definitely like 2 injuries away, like more significant ones from being in a significantly different spot. So you never know. A lot can happen, a lot can change. This may be like 130 ball speed. Beats again in the rematch. Home field advantage in the playoffs. Yeah, the Mac. I like Mac Hollins a lot. He's been playing. He's just a massive, like 6'5", big body, good at blocking. Seems like an awesome teammate. Um, I think Tony Romo was mentioning that how Buffalo's probably missing him. Cool thing too. So I was looking at this before, and then like within like a day or two, I saw a post on someone or a video. But if you look up cap space right now, the Patriots by like double any other team have the number one most cap space. So we got a young quarterback, a coach that we really really like long term. I think younger coach too, but really so far really good season with all those younger pieces, main pieces, and the most cap space by about double. I want to say they're about what was it, 52 maybe, and the closest one was 25 after that or something. So I think if all things go to plan, the Patriots could be here, hopefully. That was actually a rebuild and hopefully here to stay, which the NFL, the rest of the fan base will start to hate again, but I feel you with the wide receivers being a threat too. This is the really the first year in a decent amount of time that we actually have anything like that. We have had for 5, almost 7 years, Patriots fans have been saying that there's just no explosive plays. We have no explosive plays, like no downfield plays. So having that now, and with Drake May, um, so I was getting a phone call. Drake May being a really, really accurate and willing to throw the ball downfield. It's pretty fun to watch. All right, well, this is going to be interesting, but I think that's about what I got off the tee right now. At least the course will be cool. Score, probably not so great. Course would be cool. Anyone else out there that has a league? You also have to register every single week for your own league. I came out trying to find it, and I wasn't registered for my own league, so I had to go do it. What I think I'm going to do, I've been hitting this well. What I'm going to do, I think, is turn it up. It's for a day like this where I really, really don't want to swing hard at anything. I think just the past, when I've, so far, with the more speed and stuff, the past week or so, it's been on, it's an 8-degree driver, and that was set to, it was playing 8 degrees just in the upright setting. So now we're going to go 8 in the higher setting all the way up to 10. All right, first hole, par 4, 340. I will say, I don't remember this first this first hole being so narrow. Back talking. Oh, back to taking out the trash. I thought you said you were gonna. I thought I read it. I thought you said I'm back to talking trash. I heard all the stuff about your past, but you said back to taking out the trash. Should never get rid of Hollins. I don't know what we paid him, but we're not really paying anyone much, really, across the team. Funnel. Kick left. All right. I don't hate that. I think the move up to 10 for a day like today is a good call because I can just swing easier and just kind of do that, hopefully. 10.5 left. Out of the rough. What's the elevation? 66, I think it says. These are the settings, by the way, that I did. Normal, which were the course recommended that T-Score put on like the designer card thing. Normal fairway, soft greens, 11 stimp. I went white tees, Thursday pin, 10-foot gimmies, and calm wind. I always struggle trying to figure out what like 10 degrees of launch to the left looks like. I'm going to hit this kind of up in the air, though. I don't know what him walking around with his whole barefoot thing. Speaking of Hollins, I don't know. I don't know what that's all about, but I mean, it works for him. He's playing really well, so more power to him. I've heard of people doing it, but like when it gets go soft greens. All right, we're chipping this. 15-ish. Oh, that's not 15. And luckily it was on putter. All right, what's going on here? I definitely pressed you. Oh, that's why. Apparently you only works. You have to manually do it. You only works if you're trying to go to the putter, not away from it on the green. All right. $24 Strix on Z Stars for $70. So 50 a dozen. 8 dozen for $215. Save $90. That's a good deal. I mean, if you like them, it makes sense, right? If that's like the ball, which I know you've talked about that for a while. If that's your ball that you say like whether it's $25 or $50 or whatever, I'm gonna still buy it. Then it makes sense just to stock up. That's kind of what I did with the Max Flies, but these were really cheap. These Max Flies were nuts. People, I don't know if you've tried them, Black Cloud. I think those ones you're talking about are closer to their more like premium ball, I thought. Um, Judd and other people, Danko, Craig, they've tried the I've never tried it, but the Max Fly like Tour, whatever it's called. They have a couple different versions. Go. Oh, really? You gave the Max Fly Tour and you didn't look how hard they felt? That is one nice thing. I like the feel, generally speaking, just really besides driver. And I guess putter if I had to pick. Depends on the course though. But I think I generally like a softer ball, feel of a ball, especially when it's cold out like this. The softballs are really nice. Once it once it starts to get a little bit colder, anything that's like closer to a firm ball just gets like really, really firm. All right. That last one was a pretty smooth driver and went 265. So we need like close to that, but just a little bit smoother. Oh no. No draw. Oh boy. T squared's got colliders on everything. I mean, there's kind of a window there. Let's try it. 61, deep rough. Let's try to punch an 8 iron straight through and see what happens. Not horrendous from there. It honestly came out a lot smoother than I thought it would. Tricks not feel like Cali super soft, perform better with spin distance wise. I've still never I've never bought balls for outside. I still just play like whatever's in my bag. I try to stuff that I find and whatnot. Try to filter through obviously the better ones, but it's still just a mixed bag. And I have only ever bought golf balls for either when I was in the backyard or out here for the sim. But if you have the money and you can do it, then no argument if you can just keep playing this consistently with the same ball, and even if you can practice with it. I don't hate it. Thinking why a couple of these drives, I'm thinking like, why don't I just do that every time? The problem is, in order to be able to do that every time, where I feel like I'm swinging at like 50%, you have to do the speed training to get your top end up, to get your cruising speed up. So although I wish I could swing like this and just hit like 270, pretty easy kind of draws and just aim better, I don't think there's really a way to do it without also doing the speed training. Fall in love. I can't promise I can't use them here, Black Cloud. And like I said, I still have so many. I have like buckets of balls that I found. When I sucked at golf, I just would be happy if I was spending money on golf to come out with some golf balls. So I collected a ton, and now that I've gotten better, I don't lose as many, and I just find nicer ones. So I've got tons of golf balls that I got to go through. I feel like before I can justify starting to spend money on them, but I don't know about that one. I was playing last night though. I didn't catch the Eagles game. Did you watch that, Black Cloud? It was a low scoring game, right? Oh. All right, we're 1 under through 4. I saw before I came out. JT Walsh finished 12. Caw. Let's go. Time to chase down JT Walsh. How good does this course look, though? I think it's some of the reason why I like T-Square's course so much. I think it's because of whatever he does with the deep rough seems to contrast really well with the different shades of grass and whatnot. It just kind of pops and catches your eye. Oh, you're 30 seconds behind. You didn't watch it? Heard it ended 10:70. Yeah, I didn't watch it either. It was pretty cool. We're gonna get you over one of these days, Black Cloud, to GSPro. By pretty much, I would say, a pretty wide agreement that Sim Golf is the best designer on GSPro. Anyways, me and Flying Fat Kid played with him last night, and another guy he's really, really good. He's in Canada. I don't know what TO, maybe Toronto. Hosel Rocket TO. We played last night. It was a lot of fun. But I would have liked to have had the game on to watch. That's probably why I don't swing easy. Luckily, it's par 5. Ugh! I'm fine with that. I actually hit that pretty well for a hybrid. That was kind of just a smooth hybrid. You just got eaten up by a deep rough, but it was actually a pretty nice swing. I wish I could do that all the time. I get a tendency of trying to get with those longer irons and like the hybrids and 3-wood. I try to think like, all right, I'm so far away. I'm 200 and something yards away. I got to swing really hard to get it there. And something like that, where I'm just hitting it off the deck with 141 ball speed. And that's what I need probably most of the time. Didn't miss any football. Not sure what sport they'll be playing on Thursdays lately. Patriots. Short week for the Pats. Pats play this Thursday. Go. Fringe boost. There was some good football though. Sunday was a good day for football. The first game, the London game, was really good, and then there was the Patriots game was good. 153. Soft greens. Still swinging easy. What's going on in the NBA, D-Lud? How's the Thunder? Celtics, no Tatum. So I haven't watched any games. I haven't watched a single game of the Celtics yet. Oh no. Major scandal of gambling in the NBA. I don't want to get busted. Black, I'm sure. I didn't look super into it. I just saw the headlines of that stuff. I'm sure it is like every sport, every team. Like, and if it's not, there's probably at least one person within like the organization to where like any of the people like Chauncey Billups or Terry Rozier or whoever else, like whether like their organization knew about it or not, he's like part of the organization doing it. So I remember seeing something. I think it was during like around the Super Bowl time that like the NFL is technically like under entertainment or something. How they're classified. Thunder gonna repeat. Lakers are good. That baseball guy is wild. Baseball guy. I didn't hear about the pitchers. $7 grand for bad pitches on purpose. That's it? He only got $7 grand? You didn't watch the Super Bowl last year? Well, hopefully the Patriots are in it and you can watch it this year in Black Pine. Oh, $7 grand a pitch. $7 grand a pitch. Jeez. Okay, that's different. I thought you meant he was getting paid like $7 grand a game to like, or whatever he played to like throw. Like, that's it? That's not worth it. $7 grand a pitch. Draw. So what's their, I don't know, have you done the math on that? Bills aren't in, I won't watch. Have you done the math on it? What's the math on like their regular whoever that guy was? I don't even know what his name is. I didn't hear about it, but bouncing the ball 45 feet, really? I gotta look that up. That'd be kind of funny. I'm curious though, whoever that was, D-Lud, what is, I don't you it would take, I don't know if you could Google it, but what is his like salary per pitch? You know what I mean? Like if he was on like a 5-year contract, X amount, and he plays usually this many games and he throws this many pitches, kind of thing, like a rough average. What was his like rough average salary per pitch? And then compared to the $7 grand. So I'm trying to wonder. $7 grand, it seems like a ton. I don't know what some of those games are like. How much are they getting paid per game? Some of those high value contracts, I guess is what I'm wondering. But if it was a big deal, I guess $7 grand was probably more than he was making. So, especially I guess if you're 10 pitches a night and you're taking home $70 grand. Jeez. If anyone wants, I'll just throw it out there. I'm willing to start throwing my shots and taking bad shots. I'll give you a deal at 3,500 per shot that I intentionally miss. Let me know. Bad Bunny Lady is a halftime show? Yeah, no thanks. I don't know. I don't even know. I couldn't tell you one Bad Bunny song, to be honest, but he wasn't a superstar. Still lost some money. You got a savings account? Kind of crazy to think though. So like if that's going on, like the money aside, how sophisticated some of those plans probably were. Where these guys, whoever they're paying them to do it, obviously they're betting on it. So like they need to orchestrate it. Which I really like sports, so I want to believe that it's not just all entirely fake. So seemingly doing these like pretty sophisticated orchestrated plans within a game that is still legit is kind of like crazy to think about. Run. Car path. Car path. Car path. No. Short. Stay in the circle. All right. 3 under through 9, 10th hole par 3. 102. CC Wilco also shot 12. TX shot 9. That works. I do like how it's a little more fun to play sometimes when I'm just like swinging easy like that and kind of just able to kind of swing and not really care pretty easy versus the flip side, which I also do enjoy, the grip it and rip it, swing as hard as you can kind of method. Caw somehow. I like though, for the most part, I feel like T Square's courses they're challenging, but they're fair. I know he's building the courses, but I assume some of that goes into the selection process. Like he's only building what he's able to build in terms of what the course is, but stay in the rough. Hmm. Oh man. Try to give that a little extra too. So I was debating hitting the 8. Should have been the 8. Booyah. That was a bomb. Booyah. Honestly, that kind of pisses me off because, like, that's just so lucky. I'm just not even really picking lines. I'm just, like, guessing and kind of hitting it, and then that happens to go in. And then the rounds where I'm, like, really trying to putt well, I just can't do it. Stupid game. Yanked it. Eagle beast mode. That was a lucky putt. Lucky putt. 22, deep rough. No, I saw the downslope. All I had to do, I mean, soft greens. Should have gave him more. I was thinking it was going to hit into the downslope and roll out. Dang. Gave up a shot there. Bogey. That turns an eagle into a birdie, just like that. Short. Oh, boy. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, we're falling apart. In the middle of playing my inaugural backyard 11-11 par 4 up the hill. It's 205 to the back. You're playing your own par 4. Whew. Wow, look at this one. What's up, Kamish? Leaves everywhere, trees everywhere. Blinds low to the ground. No good life. Kamish, I said earlier, thank you, and I appreciate the super chat last night. I said thanks to you, Big Dog, and Friend Boy, the best I could, but I try. It's tough with those streams, like I was saying, how I don't, like, that was the first time I ever really met Hosel Rocket and C Sim Golf, so it's like, usually I read out all the chats and everything for something like that. I mean, we could do this. This is just dumb, but I think the green's over here. But appreciate the super chat, the $10 generous super chat last night. We're gonna do this. This is dumb, but it's my league, so 90% air. Fresh off driver shaft fitting at Golf Galaxy. Wasn't in love with anything I tested. How many did you try? Playing 12 balls, hopefully I finished 3 or 4 of them. Damn good match, me and FK battled. It was good, it was fun. I kind of mentioned it at the beginning, but I didn't go super into it because I figured some of you guys would pop in, but it was really good. Flying Fat Kid played really well. I think I played pretty well too. Like, we, together as a team, had some really good holes. They just kept matching us, or those couple times they one-upped us. So it was just tough. I don't feel like we left a ton out there. Obviously, that last hole, we would rather not both snap hook it, but we were trying to also, we needed to win the holes. So it's tough. Hosel Rocket's really, really good. See, Sim Golf super consistent. Oh boy, where are we going? That's not the line. Oh no. All right. I mean, where the heck is the hole? I'm running out of space. I launched that pretty good though. I was trying to hit up on it and really try to feel like my hands finished high. That thing launched at 20. Do it again, a little less hook. Red, blue, black, Aventus Velcor. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, like the red is gonna have the most whip, and then the blue, and then the black. I think there's other companies, other manufacturers that follow the same thing. So I think same thing, like the 10 size, I think we're similar to that. I think the hazardous are as well. I know they have like the green Hulk one, but this RDX is a black, which I see like from other ones, most of the blacks are lower launch, lower spinning, a little bit stiffer, it seems like, or a little bit less kick. It's tough when you're going through shafts where like different profiles, so most people just think like, oh, I swing this, so I need this. But you can have like, it's not really just stiffness, it's weight, it's the kick points, it's a lot of different stuff, how it feels, how it launches, how it spins. Thanks, Jay. Love last night's match. You both played some great golf. Appreciate it. I was off my game with, I was mentioning at the beginning, I think sometimes the square gets a bad rap. Like when I was having those first 2 holes having issues, that wasn't the square at all. It was my computer that was, I was overtaxing it because I was doing so many things at once between sharing my screen and streaming and doing this and Discord and everything else, that it was running out of resources and kept booting me off of the square. So I kept saying like, oh, the square is disconnected in the square and all that stuff, but it was actually my computer, because as soon as I stopped screen sharing and Flying Fat Kid did it for Danko, all those issues went away and then it was back to normal. So all that to say, I was a little bit off my game those first couple holes. We kind of came out a little bit slow, but I think for the most part we battled pretty well, and I think we ham and egged well. There were holes where I would hit a bad shot and Flying Fat Kid would hit a really good one, kind of vice versa. All right, that's the line apparently. Wish I did that the first time. The guy recommended the same wedges I did. You just broke your 9-iron on a root? Dang root ball, man. Root 9-iron. Danko just got the same wedges. I think he said they were coming in today, maybe. Red launches higher, blue mid, black. Yep, yeah. Yeah, I've never seen you have any issues with the square. It's really not. For the most part, it's not. There's been other times where maybe it's like disconnected once, and maybe it was the square, maybe it wasn't. Maybe my laptop was like due for a a restart. But I know for 100%, as soon as I stopped sharing my screen, like my GSPro screen on Discord to Denko, and as soon as Flying Fat Kid started doing it, everything was back to normal. So I know for a fact it wasn't the square. It just seemed like it because that was like what I was trying to use and it wasn't working very well. Man, I don't know what to hit here, but you're having issues with your square reading putting. Do you have, what's the issue, Toast? I feel like I may know what it is, but you tell me what it is first. Ow. Short. Big bounce. I will say though, last night, it was really fun just playing. Like Flying Fat Kid's obviously the man, super fun to play with. They were really fun to play with, so it was just fun. And having it BC Sim Golf, also Hosel Rocket, who's really good, who's played with other people. Besides that, I feel like both teams were playing well. I feel like Hosel Rocket felt, or it seemed like on some shots he was like not happy with some of them. I don't know if he thinks he played well or not. He may have not, but I think just a higher level of play to where you see someone hit a good shot and it kind of forces you to do it, and you kind of both play a little bit better because you're forcing each other to hit good shots. It kind of felt a little bit that way last night. Stop. Green light, no read after no read. Do you have a drop off? Do you have a drop off from where you're putting? Because mine was doing that. If there's a drop off, it needs to be able to be basically the same material and the same level for probably a foot or two after the ball, like in front of the unit, so it can read it. Because it can view, obviously, if you think from where we are there, how it can basically view kind of in its peripherals almost, or on the side back here from where we hit from. It can also view probably that far that way. So if you have a drop off, if not, I would say white shoes, maybe the light, maybe something on your putter. Or if it just started to happen, think back and try to eliminate what may be slightly different that could be causing it. All right, 3 holes left, 5 under through 15. Get through it, get through it, get through it. 148 ball speed. Wow. I thought that was going to be perfect. Can't be mad at that. That was what I was trying to do. Oh. Oh boy. 17th hole, par 4. Try all those things. Yeah, I'm just trying to think, Toast. Like, I had issues Um, I had issues before. That's why I got this longer mat, partly. This Country Club Elite mat that's a foot longer, because I have a drop off here in front of mine, and this is just that little bit longer. I used to have to prop something up in front of it so the ball could kind of keep rolling. It's probably that if I had to guess. I would check that. I would do that first. If you have a drop off, you gotta not have a drop off and just kind of extend it out. Also, if that's the case, what will also help is putting from further back in the viewing area. So instead of putting at the very front of the hitting zone, putt from the back, closer to the back. So it'll give it a longer time for it to read. All right, this is a fun tee shot. OB left, water right. Well, didn't even hit it that bad. When you launch it that high, even 149 ball speed, carrying 263 with 1900 spin, this sucks. Deep rough. That's like 150 up to 180. Local Bill Radio's talk show. Hit him straight. Catch you later. See you, Black Cloud. Happy Veterans Day. Thank you for your service. Thanks for stopping in. Oh, no. Did I just not see that or what? I feel like I hit that good. Man. .205 shot with height. That would have been perfect, Dylan. I think we were 150 and it was deep rough, so that would have been 20%, 15 up to 30, so 180. I hit that 181, and that was just a nice smooth 6-iron. I aimed even a little bit just to give myself a little more room to carry. I aimed myself a little bit left on that shot too, and that was a baby. It was a baby fade. That would have been money, I think. Lava Rocks of Black Desert. I think that may be the course I'm doing next. I played one hole. I played the first hole there. Whatever I was doing last week or the week before, something came up, so I stopped. Like Seadrum on to play or something happened, and I stopped after one hole. But I gotta do a video on that. Because I have heard those rocks are crazy. From what I've seen though of people playing, oh, that's gonna go. From what I've seen people playing, I think they actually act pretty realistic. Because like you hit a rock like that in real life, you have no idea what's gonna happen. We'll see. The way I'm hitting it, if I go do that after this, I'll probably test out a fair amount of rocks. I had that. I mean, I have a list. I've got like 10 lists that I have, and I go through. I find a bunch of really cool ones, and then by the time I make the list and get around towards the second half of the list, there's like 20 new courses that come out. I'm just gonna leave it. But I've got a few written down. Pounded it. Oh, geez. Stop. Plus, Greg was in the chat last night, which is pretty cool, so. See, Sim Golf was cracking me up last night with, he said like every hole. I think he was just doing it because I'm sure he's good friends with Greg, but talking about the pin locations when he's notorious for that. He seemed like a really good dude. He was down to like joke around and have fun. Hopefully, look at this final hole. So this is what I remember from this course with the flowers and whatnot. Hopefully, if you're seeing this somehow, my point with the pin locations are, I'm sure other people have said it too, but the courses are so beautiful and they're so awesome. It's just the pin locations that make me not want to play them more. That's kind of what I was getting at, but I think you kind of understood that. This one though, we're gonna do a flyover. 18th hole, par 3. Such a cool look. This is what I remember from doing a video here. Island Green, par 3 with this cool clubhouse in the background with all these flowers to finish. Pretty sweet. Anyways, he was cracking me up like every single hole. He was like, these pins. Everything's uphill. Pulled it. Pretty good shot. Not that great when you consider it's 10-foot gimmies. Brutal. That sucks. Tough finish. Running out of gas, losing concentration. Who knows? But that eagle was pretty good. That was a good putt for eagle. We had a good round going, and then we fell apart. 4 under though. Should have been better. What are you gonna do? Take a look at the stats quick, and then I'm gonna wrap this up. Unless anyone has anything super important they gotta say real quick. I want to try to do that video real quick before I tighten up, and then it is just gonna keep getting colder and colder here. So I'm going back inside. 9 pars, 5 birdies, 1 eagle, 3 bogeys. We hit 0. We hit 0 out of 12 fairways. 10 out of 18 greens in regulation, though. We just have no driving stats because we didn't hit a single fairway. 1 sand save, 24 putts. About an hour. There you have it. All right, folks. Appreciate you watching. Anyone still in the chat? I'm out of here. I think in terms of streams, I may take a couple of days off in terms of playing and whatnot. But tonight, Friend Boy, there's a match that Danko's going to be streaming. Tomorrow, Danko and Rich are playing Mashy and Seadrum. So Danko will be streaming that, but I'm definitely going to do probably on my HRG Uncensored channel, do a Manning cast for that one and just talk trash about all 4 of them for their match. So I won't be playing, but I'll probably be streaming for those 2. But besides that, I just need a couple days for I think my oblique or whatever it is on the right abductor to heal, and it's going to be colder. So Big Dog likely on Saturday. That may be the next time that I'm playing. But 24 putts is good for someone who doesn't like to putt. Talk to you later. Yeah, I mean, there's a couple lucky ones, D-Wood, that dropped. 24 putts, so that's because it's a 10-foot gimme, right? So if I hit even a halfway decent shot, then it's just a one putt. So I think that's what that counts towards. But anyways, appreciate you guys watching. I'll catch you on the next stream, whether I'm playing or not. But see ya.